Hello, my name is Jamie Penna. I'm here today to demonstrate one of my patented inventions. My invention is used to cross a obstacle such as a highway, river, ravine, set of railroad tracks with an aerial cable of fiber, optic, coax cable, conduit, and self-support, even strand, without having personnel traverse the area. This benchtop model represents a telephone pole on each side of the obstacle. You would need a person on each pole or in a bucket truck at each location. Okay, we have a cable reel set up at this location. If you cannot set your cable reel up here at this location, you would need to pull a figure eight or pull extra cable into a figure eight. Okay? Okay, the first part of my invention would be 6 to 8 foot sections of non-conductive material, most likely fiberglass. They would have snap hooks on the top that would be used to hook to an existing strand or cable. Not necessarily yours, you could use one of the other utilities. Okay, on the sides it has little cable cups. They're mounted to the top corner, not necessarily just the side, they're up on the upper end of it. That is for balance. Okay, first thing you do is you hook this on, open up your cable cups. Now the door is located on the side. Okay, reason for that is once your cable is placed in there, it lays in the bottom and the cable will not rest against the door. The cable either pulls to the top once you're pulling or lays in the bottom. It does not push against the door to open it. The enclosure could be some type of Velcro or light duty hook. Okay? First thing you do is you put your cable in, hook it up, and notice the cable is not held firmly. It can still slide through. Okay, first thing you do is, again, you push it out. You have a spacer piece. Now you can either use 1, 2, 3, or 4, even more, depending on the type and weight of the cable you're placing. Okay, it's put together with a coupling device. A coupling device is strong enough to push this invention, but also it bends with the sag of the span. Okay, you push that out. Use your next piece. Couple it together. Put your cable in, close it up. And continue. Use another spacer piece. Couple it together. Push it out. Now this could be done, this could be coupled together on the ground and fed up to a lineman on the pole, line person, on the pole or in the bucket truck. It doesn't necessarily have to be done all up by one person. Okay, you push it all the way out, and once it gets to the other pole, you have your other person on this side. Disconnect your cable. Now if it's a self-support cable, you would just make your permanent attachment and pull this back and make your permanent attachment on that side and you're finished. Now if you have a 400-foot span or a 200-foot span and you only have a 50-foot obstacle, you have access to either side of that obstacle with a bucket truck, you could place this mid-span and you wouldn't need the whole span worth of these pieces. Okay? Now Notice how this pulls through, it's not being held tightly. If it's a fiber optic cable, usually the splices are designated in certain locations and the customer doesn't want extra splices. So you could either pull this cable while this sits for an undetermined amount of time, whether it's a few hours or a few days. You can continue pulling this, whether it's 100 feet, 200 feet, or 2 miles down the road. As you can see, it slides right through with minimal drag, with less drag than mid-span rollers. Okay? Once you get to your desired location, you would lash back to this location with the cable lasher. Okay? Now a cable lasher is a tool used to lash multiple cables to a support cable. And it holds some small rolls of wire. We would hook our lasher to it. And hook our lasher to the front here. Now you'll have to imagine that as we're pulling this device, this lasher will spin. It'll lash the cables together, it'll lash it up to the support wire. Okay? Once everything's set up, your person on the other side starts pulling this back, and you'll have to imagine that this cable is now lashed together. Okay? Once on this side, your person would disassemble these pieces and either have the people on the ground pull the lasher or disassemble them as he pulls it back himself. And keep in mind that the lasher is spinning and that cable is actually lashing at this time. Okay, keep disassembling the pieces. Keep pulling your lasher. Okay, now here you have it. A cable lashed across an obstacle, placed across an obstacle, without having to stop traffic. No need for boats, no one getting their feet wet. No extra police duty to stop traffic. No train schedules to work around. Keep in mind, this is not the only way to use this invention. It is a safe, cost-effective, efficient way of placing a cable. This tool is totally new. It's not a redesigned version of anyone else's. It's a totally new construction concept. I'm looking for a company to enter into an exclusive licensing agreement to manufacture and distribute this invention. Thank you for your time and consideration.